It's Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield. Should I say Liverpool that have really been affected by injuries since this season started, but they're the champions. A lot is expected of them. And to help me analyze this game on phone is Sami Gitai. Sami, it's nice to for you to come back.
Yeah, welcome back, and it's an exciting game of football, so I expect some very mouth-watering football here from the both teams.
Liverpool versus Chelsea, a tough game ama tuseme Tuchel bado ataendelea na good form that he's been having since he came to Chelsea?
Ever since Chelsea played Atletico Madrid, I felt like the big run is coming for the team. And actually, look at the few matches that are left. Chelsea play Everton Leeds United, and they also play Atletico Madrid in the second leg. I felt like these two fixtures were going to be the tough test. Now play against Liverpool again. They're playing against a side that has just won the game to end their fourth match and losing streak. So maybe it's going to be a tough game that I actually got. But playing at Anfield again, Chelsea should be confident going there.
In the last 5 meetings, Chelsea have not beaten Liverpool, and last meeting it was 2-0 for Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Liverpool won last time at Anfield 5-3, 2-1 at Stamford Bridge, 2-0, 1-1. That was 2018 September 29th. So it means that the last 5 games, Chelsea haven't beaten Liverpool. How are Chelsea going to do it differently to get a win at Anfield, and considering that Anfield pia imekuanga ngumu sana for Liverpool to lose, as save for recent matches that we've seen at Anfield?
Well, I guess it's also interesting to look at even the managers, the both managers. I guess both of them Germans, and they look at their career. We had Thomas Tuchel actually
replacing. He's the guy who replaced Klopp at BVB.
Yeah, and also at mine. So they literally know each other, and actually Klopp has won against Thomas Tuchel for 9 times, and Tuchel has only won for one. So I guess maybe he'll be wanting to win for another time. But again, looking at how Chelsea have been performing in the last matches, of course, it's 9 matches unbeaten for Thomas Tuchel since he came back. But I guess the biggest one for him has to be how they're scoring forward, because we've only had 7 goals from open play by Chelsea. And for Liverpool, of course, with the bad run that came up, then playing against Sheffield United, of course, at least brought back the confidence. So it's going to be a tough one for Chelsea, especially with that front of them scoring goals. And I understand that actually Tammy Abraham will not be involved in this match.
If you look at Chelsea, there are so many people who have said, yes, Tuchel hasn't lost a game since he came to Chelsea, but yes, they're not creating as many chances as you'd wish they would, and they're also not scoring as many goals. So if you look at Liverpool, of course, Salah Nafunga is the top scorer in the Premier League. Mane is also been having some drought. So how can Chelsea turn the ball possession that they've been having into goals? Because mpira nao wanapanga vizuri. When it comes to having the ball, they are really enjoying having the ball. But now turning ball possession into goals is becoming a problem to Chelsea. How can they turn possession into goals?
I guess the remaining piece that actually Chelsea have not yet used so far, in the sense that Thomas Tuchel has been there, has been one man in Kai Havertz. And this lad, I believe he could play very well in that number 9 and 10 role in there, especially playing in behind the 2 strikers. And it's going to be interesting to see actually, because he rested Timo Werner in the last game, so I expect Timo Werner to come back, and he's already mentioned that for sure. So maybe Kai Havertz might be the key remaining, because you've had some few rotations in the team. You've had Nathan Mount playing that position. You've had Akim Ziyech also playing there. So maybe, I believe that Kai Havertz is the man actually going to unlock that at least defense by Liverpool. It is not the best really, but yet you expect Fabinho to come back into the team. But this is playing with Ozan Kabak. So I believe that if Kai Havertz gets into that team, it would at least size up a little bit, which you saw from him when he was playing at Liverpool.
Liverpool this season, of course, tunaweza sema they have not been the best champions defending champions in the league, but again lazima tuwaseme ukweli kwamba they've been having injuries that have affected them across since the season began. The captain juzi alipata injury, Henderson, they at the back they've been having issues since Virgil van Dijk started missing the games. So can we say, technically we can say they're out in the race for the title. But what about the top four? Can they still fight for the top four? Because if you look at Leicester, Manchester United, Chelsea, West Ham, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, no one knows who is going to finish from second to fourth.
Yeah, actually, I guess last week was really vital for them because you look at the situation where West Ham dropped points, Chelsea dropped points, and also Man United dropped points. It was almost imperative that they were going to get a result against Sheffield United, and they did. And coming into this match, of course, it's being dubbed as a race for the Champions League spot between yourself and Liverpool, because a win for Liverpool actually takes them forward, and the same case applies to Chelsea, only a point behind West Ham. So just coming into this one, of course, Liverpool will be looking at getting maximum points, and that will really get them on a very good roll. Maybe we'll turn a corner for them, and they'll actually finish in the top four. And looking at even later how they are playing so far, the injuries they've got to the team, you feel like it's another possible inclusion for the team, and maybe they're the ones who are going to drop out, and maybe West Ham, and maybe Liverpool could get the opportunity in there.
Liverpool, before this game, they have lost 4 consecutive games at Anfield, I think since 1932, if I'm not wrong. And talk about Burnley, talk about Leicester. I think Leicester went there and won at Anfield. Pressure, honestly, is on Liverpool this time round, and I don't think whether Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel will go to Anfield and say they've been losing there, watch at 20 pia sisi tuendelee to make them lose again. Do you think by the fact that Liverpool have missed the 12th man, that's the Anfield, you know how Anfield is very noisy, do you think they've really missed their fans at Anfield?
Of course, that has been the case even for many other teams, even for Sheffield United. Many teams have been relying on their fans. But I guess also it's going to be important for Thomas Tuchel to actually give the boys some role and tell them we are going to a field where actually teams are won in there. You remember what Carlo Ancelotti told Everton when we are going to play in that match? Told them it is a possible win for us, and we actually win for the first time since 1999. So fans, of course, have been an issue for the team, but I guess it's the injuries and the lack of signings that have actually led to the kind of meltdown that we have seen from Liverpool so far this season.
You know, when Chelsea was signing, Klopp was complaining about Chelsea being owned by oligarchs, so maybe that has come to haunt him. I'm just saying on a lighter note. But let's, Sammy, if this game was to be won by either side, Liverpool or Chelsea, if they were to win, either side were to win this game, inashindwa wapi? Is it the midfield, is it the defense, the striking force? We know Liverpool are missing a lot of players in the defense, the midfield, and of course, since they've also brought in Thiago Alcantara, who so far hasn't created goals, hasn't been scoring goals for them, has not been dictating matches as he was doing that at Bayern Munich. So where is this game going to be won if we were to have a winner?
Well, I'll actually go with it on 2 fronts, because for Liverpool, of course, I expect maybe Alisson is going to be back after the tragic news about his father passing on, so maybe Alisson will get back in the team. In the same case as I was saying, Fabinho will get back into that team. So for Liverpool, definitely it's going to be about their defense and the kind of stability they bring in. Ozan Kabak, apart from his howl against Leicester City, has been looking quite comfortable at centre back. So maybe he will partner up with Fabinho. So maybe the defense is going to at least help Liverpool going into this game. But for Chelsea, I believe it's going to be the attack, because so far we are looking at Chelsea actually having an average possession of 60.9%. The lowest possession they've had in the game was against Manchester United on Sunday with 7%. So maybe if they're going to maintain some possession in this game, it will be all about having that finishing touch and the sharpness in front of goal for them to score the goal. So it's going to be a big task for the scoring team, that is team of honor, the likes of Mason Mount in that team, to try and get the goal for the team. And actually, Carlo Ancelotti also, I think he will travel from the knee injury he had, and so he'll also be a vital piece in that game.
Right. Now, call it for me. Nani anashinda?
I'm really going to go for another draw here because I believe they're two good sides.
Eh.
So I'll go for a scoring draw.
A scoring draw, and of course, this is a game that is always very hard to end 0-0. This Chelsea versus Liverpool always has goals, whether it is 2-2, whether it is 1-1, whether it is 3-1, whether it is 2-1. Chelsea, Liverpool versus Chelsea always have goals. So thank you so much, Sammy, for your insights on the Chelsea versus Liverpool game. I'm looking forward to see you next time when we analyze another game.
Yeah, Manchester United versus City is going to be interesting in the weekend.
Let's wait for that and see how Man United we're going to perform this weekend against Manchester City at the Etihad. Of course, before then, it is Chelsea. I'm traveling to Anfield to play Liverpool. And what do you think about that game? Can Chelsea win after 5 games against Liverpool, or Liverpool continue with their good form against Chelsea? Talk to us on our social media platforms. Our Facebook page is Final Issue, Instagram at Final Issue KE, and of course Twitter at Final Issue KE.